In this question, we're trying to do a proof. We're trying to show that the difference, that's when you do a subtraction, between the squares of two consecutive even numbers is 2 times the sum of the numbers. And it gives you an example. It says 8 squared take away 6 squared, 2 consecutive evens is 28. And if you double the sum of 8 plus 6, 8 plus 6 is 14, and you double that, you get 28 as well. But they want you to prove it algebraically. Okay, we're dealing with even numbers. An even number is given by the formula 2n. 2 times a whole number, n being whole. The next consecutive even number, well, to get to the next even number from an even, you add 2. So the next one after it must be 2n and then plus 2. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and work out these two equations with 2n and 2n plus 2 instead of 8 and 6. And we're going to show you get the same answer with n's. That means it's true for any even. Okay, the first one. If I call that 1 and 2, I'm trying to show it looks like 1 and 2. With 1, let's take the bigger number, 2n plus 2 squared, and you want to take away 2n squared. Okay, well, 2n plus 2 squared means 2n plus 2 multiplied by 2n plus 2. Subtract 2n multiplied by 2n. Okay, let's have a go at doing this one. 2n times 2n is 4n squared. 2n times 2 is 4n. 2 times 2n is another 4n. And 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract 2n times 2n is 4n squared. Okay, let's try and tidy this up. 4n squared take away 4n squared is no n squareds. 4n plus 4n is 8n. So all of this simplifies to 8n plus 4. Okay, let's see what a 2 looks like with our n's in it. You work out 2 multiplied by the sum of the numbers. That's 2n plus 2 plus 2n, which is equal to 2. Now 2n plus 2 plus 2n is 4n's plus 2. And you double that and you do get 8n plus 4, which is the same as 1, so that you got 8n plus 4 and 8n plus 4, so you're done. Okay, last question. Algebraic fractions do tend to come up towards the end. They are quite difficult. We want to solve 10 divided by 2x minus 1, subtract 3 divided by x is equal to 3. Now, step 1. Just as a side note, if I did 3 multiplied by 2 over 3, you would agree that I get the answer 2. If I multiply a fraction by its denominator, I get the numerator. So there's a rule we're going to use later. That's like a rule 1. And secondly, I'm going to use another rule. If I did 3 multiplied by 1/7, for example, the answer is 3/7. Okay, so I can multiplying by a number just multiplies the numerator by a number, and that's something I'm going to use later. Okay, mathematicians, they don't like surds on the denominator of fractions, and when they're solving for x's, they don't like x's on the denominator of fractions. So I'm going to try and firstly remove this x. If I multiply the whole equation by x, on the right hand side I would get 3x. Over here, 3 over x times x, well, using rule 1, that would just leave me with 3, because multiplying a fraction by its denominator just gives the numerator, and it was a minus. 10 over 2x minus 1 times x, well, the x just multiplies by the numerator, so I get 10x over 2x minus 1. Okay, good first step. But we've still got 2x minus 1 on the denominator over here. Mathematician doesn't like that, so he multiplies everything by 2x minus 1. Multiplying this by 2x minus 1 just leaves us with 10x. Multiplying this by 2x minus 1 leaves us with minus 3 times 2x minus 1. and multiplying this by 2x minus 1 leaves us with 3x, 2x minus 1. Okay, let's tidy things up now. 10x minus 3 times 2x is minus 6x. Minus 3 times minus 1 is plus 3. And that is equal to 3x times 2x is 6x. 3x times minus 1 is 6x squared. 3x times minus 1 is minus 3x. Tidying up, on the left hand side I would have 4x plus 3 is equal to 6x squared minus 3x. Now it's a quadratic equation because it's got x squareds and an equals. To solve, I have to make one side equal to 0. So I'm going to keep the x squared here because it's a positive. I like having the x squared with a positive number coefficient. So I'm going to subtract 4x and subtract 3 from both sides. I would get 0 is equal to 6x squared minus 3x minus 4x is minus 7x, and 0 minus 3 is minus 3. Okay, we've got a quadratic equation here, and we're going to try and solve it. It's equal to 0, so we can use any method. We can use factorizing formula or completing the square to try it. Let's just do a bit of side work into factorize using the factorize method. Because the number in front of x squared is not 1, the first step I would do is I would do 6 multiplied by the minus 3 to give me minus 18. Okay, step 2, I would ask myself what number multiplies to minus 18 and adds to minus 7. Well, the numbers are minus 9 and 2. Because we've got a 6x squared, the two brackets would be 6x minus 9 and 6x plus 2. Simplifying them both, 3 goes into this, so I'd be left with 2x minus 3, and 2 goes into this, so I'd be left with 3x plus 1. So that is the final factorized version. So I could have 0 is equal to 2x minus 3, 3x plus 1, and make two numbers multiplying to give 0. That must be 0, or that must be 0. I would get x is 3 over 2 from that one, or x is minus a third from that one. And they are my two answers. Thank you for listening. I hope you found these solutions useful in your revision.